members who are joining by Zoom, we ask to leave their cameras on. And also, as you know, this meeting's being streamed live on our YouTube channel, and a transcript is being recorded. We just got a couple more people arriving, so we will start now. I'm Frank Hall-Zubiak, one of the two co-chairs of the committee. Why don't we go around the room, starting with you?
Oh, Thomas Garza, member.
Jesse Greenwald, member.
Tina Nelson, member.
Alan Austin, member.
Wendy Gonzalez, member.
Greg Morris, member.
Candace Hewitt, member. Tina Ipchenko, member.
Ted Arenas, member.
Bert Lazar, co-chair.
And online, we have a couple more committee members.
Christine Berthet, member.
Harry Keenan, member.
Mike Noble, member.
Thanks, Mike.
Ladies first.
Thanks, everybody. We will go down the list in the order of the agenda. I should tell you, we have a couple of applications that have been withdrawn. They're all in the dining out section. 138 West 5th Street, items 14 to 50 has withdrawn, as has item 16, 172 7th Avenue. So they will not be heard tonight. We will go in the order of the agenda. The way it works is that we will follow each agenda item and ask the applicant to briefly describe what they want to do. We'll then take questions from the committee. If you're watching and are a member of the community and want to be heard on any of these items, please raise your hand when that item is called, and you'll be moved over into the meeting at an appropriate time. This committee will make a recommendation whether to recommend approval or denial for each of these items. That will go to the full board, the Management Board 4, which will take its own vote at our April meeting. I want to stress that both this committee and the full board only makes recommendations. We have no power to grant or deny a liquor license or a permit for outdoor dining. So with that, I think we can get started. Kurt,
Yes, the way we organize the agenda, we do it in groups. The first group are those applicants for a new wine, beer, and cider license. Okay, and we have two applicants in this category. First one is 405 West 21st Street, the Chelsea Pantry Corporation. That's their current name. Their hours of operation, they're proposing 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Is the applicant or their lawyer here? Want to say something about your application?
I see Bruce, up in
Bruce?
He's on mute.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Hi,
Welcome.
thank you.
You tell us something about your application.
Tell them about your application. His English isn't that well, so my name's Anthony Bianchi. I'm the one who submitted the paperwork for the application. He's basically looking for a beer and wine license. He's open 7 days a week. He closes at 10 p.m. on Monday through Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday he's looking to stay open till at least 12.
Different than the application.
Yeah, the application says Friday and Saturday, 7 to 11.
11, I'm so sorry. 11, yes.
Okay, and when we say 11, we mean not taking your last order at 11,
No.
but you're closed at
Or it's
11.
closed.
Everybody's done, finished. Of course, people in the kitchen could be cleaning up and that, but in terms of people who are your customers, they're done and out.
Correct.
He also said 10 p.m. weeknights and they have 9 p.m.
Yeah, thank you, Inga. On the weeknights, you just said 10, but on the application, it says 9.
Says 9. All right, no, that's not a problem. That's not,
Okay, just want to clarify. Anything else you want to say? Anybody from the?
Yeah, I just have a couple of questions.
Okay,
On the application, you indicated you were gonna be applying for, a sidewalk cafe under the, new open dining program, is that right?
that's correct.
Have you filed with the Department of Transportation already?
Yes, they have.
Okay, so the way this works is, we have to wait until we get something from the Department of Transportation after they reviewed it. So we can't consider the sidewalk cafe at this point. We'll need you to, come back, when we get something from the Department of Transportation. So we're gonna eliminate the, sidewalk cafe from this application, okay?
Yes.
All right, and then the other thing is, could you tell us a little bit about the live music you have planned?
Live music.
We don't have a live.
There is no live music. It's only,
No live music, okay, you circled that on the form,
no,
so no live music.
it's only background music at a very low volume at all.
Okay, we'll change the form.
okay.
Nice. Did you ask for jazz music on a few days a week? Is that you don't want to have musicians?
The jazz,
No jazz?
jazz music, I can do it, as my
But
application.
do you want it? You wanted it,
Live music.
yes.
Yes.
You still want to ask for it.
Yes.
I think both of them don't understand, so yes.
And do you
They
want,
do want to have it, yes.
okay,
And it was, the neighbors, the 300 BA, the 400 West BA, the London Terrace Tenants Association, and some residents in the 405 Towers who are pretty active usually were spoken to, so they all have no problem with it because it ends early.
do you want any, kind of limitations on it, number of musicians, hours?
I think it's 9 PM.
But in terms of the number of people playing music,
I don't think they don't have enough room for a big
Yeah.
band, so even a 3-piece band, if they want to be loud, they can. So-
Okay.
okay, anybody else in the committee have a comment, statement, question? Nellie, anybody from the community? We have that.
There's no one with a raised hand.
Okay,
And I take it you folks are okay with sound levels, no need for soundproofing?
Yeah, and I filled out this application for them, by the way, so I'm gonna vote P&E, but because I was helping them. Just to be honest, this is my handwriting.
well, we expect you to be honest.
I'm being open and honest, this is my handwriting, I think they want a wine and beer, and a little bit of jazz music might help them. We want them to stay in business. They've struggled. They've had a lot of restarts. So we hope, we wish them luck. We really want someone in that space, and in the space exactly next to them, the huge bank space. There was a club for many years. So before my time, oh yeah, it was a club. My
Somebody
husband,
living right over.
yes, and my husband played there in a rock band, so every week, so we know that there's no noise upstairs, and my husband has a studio in our building, it's very soundproof.
Major conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, do I hear a resolution?
Do you think that considered that you want them to succeed, that you would give them the hours they asked for today rather than what they put on the application? Instead of 9 o'clock, give them 10?
We would prefer, because they've had so many restarts, this is what everybody in the community is comfortable with
Okay.
until they figure themselves out. But
Right.
yeah, we wanna help them.
Motion? Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Person not eligible?
P&E.
Being one person not eligible, and those are
Ready,
abstaining.
though.
Okay, thank you, and good luck. I know there's been many other. Anyway.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 2 is 630 10th Avenue, Lava Hospitality Corporation. They're proposing hours of operation 11 AM to 12 AM, 7 days a week. Okay, is the applicant here?
Yep. Hi,
Go
everyone.
ahead. Hi,
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me also?
yes, we can.
Oh, hi. My name is Jenny Hong. I'm from the Office of CK License. I'm also representing on behalf of Lava Hospitality Corp.
We're done.
And I believe that all the questionnaire, you probably have it in your hands in front of you. Like it was indicated, the operating hours are from Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. But the kitchen will be closing it at 11:30. And there will be no outdoor dining whatsoever. And then actually the applicant, Mr. Gu, he has a great experience operating a restaurant. And he will be actually introducing a new Korean fusion food. And I'm sure the community will love it.
Great. A couple questions.
Sure.
On page 5 of the form, on the question, did you obtain an acoustical report? You said yes. Did you have an acoustical report done?
Hold on. This tool. Yes, we do. My architect had to run it. I have the report. If you want, I can send it over.
Yeah, could you send it into the board office, please?
All right, give me 1 second. So,
Oh, it doesn't have to be right now. Just,
okay.
Sometime this week.
Sure.
And then the other, I see you say you're gonna store your garbage containers in the backyard.
Right.
But you're not using the backyard for customers at all, correct?
No. Customer will not be able to
It's
access the
just
backyard.
storage and things, okay.
Correct.
But just be, when you're, going out to the backyard and, putting through there and taking away, just be aware of your neighbors around you because sound really travels from the backyard, so.
Right.
Particularly late at night, you tell your staff not to make too much noise in the backyard.
Correct. So the backyard is actually a dedicated place for the building as well for the garbages.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good. Any other questions?
Yeah, just for
Comments?
clarity,
Okay.
is this just background music? Cause it looks like the background is crossed out, so.
So they're using X's for what they need.
Okay. All right.
Just to confuse
Just
it.
to confuse.
Anybody else? Anybody, any members out there? Carrie, Mike?
Nope.
No? Okay. Denali, anybody from the community?
There's no one with a raised hand.
Okay, thank you. Do I
Thank
hear a
you.
motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Person not eligible, abstaining? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on to our second category, which are currently operations that want to change their application, their mode of operation. So the first one is 313 West 46th Street, the Gourmet Restaurant Group. And their hours of operation are 5 p.m. to 12 a.m., 7 days a week. The applicant here,
Yes, we're here.
so go right ahead.
Beautiful. Nice to see you guys again. It's been quite some time. So we were approved for our beer, wine, and cider application. We are currently applying for a class change. Hopefully with the community's approval, we can move forward. Nothing much is changing at all. We are agreed stipulations. I'm sure you guys can see on the application are consistent with what we first agreed to. We're not changing our hours of operations. Just simply want to be able to offer more and different products to the community and all the tourists that are in this area. We're happy to answer any questions that you guys might have.
Any questions? Inga?
2022, I believe. The application dated August 2022, so it would have been a month or two after that.
Okay, thank you.
No other questions, comments? Anybody from the community now?
There's no one with a raised hand.
Thanks again, Nelly. Okay, do I hear a motion?
Motion.
And a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Person not eligible, abstaining. Okay, moving along.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Moving
you.
on, item 4, 213 West 23rd Street, the David Barton Gym Bar. I think this is unique. Okay, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. Sunday through Wednesday, 6 a.m. to 4 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. The applicant here, please?
Yes, Thomas Shanahan. I'm the attorney for David Barton Gym Bar LLC. I'm joined by Bryce Sueto, who is a member of the LLC and also in charge of day-to-day operations of the cafe. Good evening.
So tell us something about the operation of this bar and the gym to 4 a.m. Do we actually have people there that are using the gym, or are you just gonna be like a cafe in the gym?
So let me take a step back. And first of all, Mr. Barton sends his regards. He was in an accident. He fell on some ice and he injured vertebrae in his neck. He had surgery last week, or he would have been here. He was here a year ago when we applied for the original license. We were here in January of last year. We were approved for a beer and wine license, and we thank the board for that. So at this point, what we're asking for, and keep in mind, this is a 25,000 square foot gym with a segregated space that's licensed presently. That space out of the 25,000 square feet is limited to 796 and has a separate entrance, separate bathrooms. So after the gym closes, there's no access into the gym facilities if people are entering into solely the cafe. And so presently, we've operated for the last year. We have no complaints from any of the neighbors who live upstairs, any of the surrounding businesses, or any of the community members. We operate presently Monday through Thursday from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. And let me just, I'm sorry, Monday through Wednesday, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Although we're licensed from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., we don't open and serve liquor until later on in the late morning or early afternoon for the most part. Thursdays and Fridays, we're 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. And Saturday, Sunday, I believe it's 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. So what we're trying to do is to really have the full retail liquor license and be able to cater in a more meaningful way to the members of the gym. The vast majority of the customers that come to Shrooms Cafe are members of the gym. We have about 1,800 members right now. We're shooting for, in 2 years, 2,500. But the majority of the people who come to the cafe are not people who just randomly come. They're members of the gym after their workouts. They're friends of the members of the gym, and we have birthday parties for gym members. So it's an important amenity. And from a business point of view, I'd just like to explain why we're trying to expand on the operating hours and also the type of license. We are competing, and we're one location, even though we have David's name. We're competing against Equinox, which is right down the street and has multiple locations nearby. We're competing against Lifetime. We're competing against Crunch. All of these gyms have multiple locations. And for example, Equinox and Lifetime offer cafes. Whether or not they offer liquor, I'm just not clear on that. I know certain locations do. Whether or not the ones in Chelsea do, I'm not clear. But the point is, as a one location gym, we're trying to really make it into more of a destination for our members and hope that by people coming and having birthday parties at Shrooms Cafe, that they would then have a great time, see how beautiful the space is. We spent millions of dollars renovating that space. You're all welcome to come in and see it, both the cafe and the gym. And obviously my client, when they came to me with the time of 4 a.m., they understand that this board typically doesn't approve that kind of time. And I did suggest to them we can make the request with the understanding that that's not necessarily the policy of the board to approve that. We're open to stipulations that would comport with the board's best practices. And we're also open to any suggestions on how we can operate in a meaningful way that serves the community. One last thing I'll say, we've integrated the community into the business operation. We host events for not-for-profits. We have one on this Friday involving a sober group. in the city. And so we've been trying to welcome in not-for-profits in the community. And it's not a location and a business that's geared solely around, heavy liquor sales, et cetera, et cetera. We're trying to build a community in the Chelsea community that can serve people from the gym point of view, but then also provide that social aspect as well. So thank you for listening to me, and we're open to any questions that you may have.
What are the hours of the gym?
So presently, the hours of the gym are 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. We've intended to, but we've held back on staying open until midnight. But we're looking, as we've grown in membership, we want to offer that option. So it would be 6 a.m. to midnight.
Okay, so when the gym closes, I believe you said this cafe space is accessible by a separate door to the street.
That's correct.
Okay, so essentially it becomes, and I'm not saying I object to this, but essentially it becomes a freestanding bar at that point. I mean, you don't have members anymore working out unless they happen to live nearby to buy for a drink. So you're looking for a different clientele at that time, right?
That's correct. That's correct. But if the gym was open till midnight and people are leaving, there's a partition that people could come as they exit the gym. They could exit out through the entrance that would go to the cafe. And keep in mind, we have a very limited capacity. Again, we're 796 square feet. The plans that we submitted to the SLA we have one bathroom for that space. So this is never going to be a space that can accommodate substantial large groups of people, nor is that the intent of the owners.
Okay. Jesse.
Well, my question is first, just so to confirm, you don't need to be a member or have a membership to walk into this space. So anyone, it will be a freestanding, bar as Frank just said, and you don't need to have any connection to the gym to enter. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. That's helpful to know. And then just separately, the lawyers on this side of the table and over there, I'm sure we've been scratching our heads on the liability risk of this all. So Tom, you got that you got that to deal with separately, I'm sure, but good luck on that front. But obviously I think we're just dealing with a whole nother, we need to separate this from the gym and think about how the space is, do we want a bar on 23rd Street that's open till 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 days a week? That's it. Yeah.
Okay, any other, Ingrid, do you have any hand raised?
Yeah. So when they came to us a year ago, we all remember that they wanted to just offer something to their clients, to their gym members. I'm a local resident. They're monstrous sandwich boards that are in the middle of 23rd Street, inviting anyone to come into Shrooms for a beverage. Yeah, you have to walk around those big signs all the time. It's mid-dead center of the sidewalk is not for their members. They're trying to get more people from the outside in to be it's a bar, even though it's just a wine bar right now. I mean, we gave them limited hours because this had never been licensed before. I would have a problem making it into a full-fledged bar now when their initial conversation it was just an amenity to their members. Yes, it would be open to the public, but as it is, it doesn't draw a huge crowd. However, they have been trying to get outside people in there constantly.
Well, may I address that? It's a business, and the boards that are on the street, we're in a landmark building, so there's very little signage we can put onto the building. When we opened, we took a risk on Chelsea. And in that location, when we opened, there was scaffolding all around Taco Bell on that corner. There's the library next door, which is closed. And you're shaking your head, but I'm just telling you from our point of view, we took a risk in that space and we spent millions of dollars. What we're trying to do is not create a full-fledged bar, but offer, again, we think of it as an amenity to the members and people who are their friends and their family for parties. And so we are trying to maximize the
Right,
business
but David
return.
Barton's been here for a long time, and I believe he left for a while, or management was someone
Huh.
else, and he came
No,
back, I'm
no,
not sure what happened, so they've been
no.
here longer than Taco Bell.
Okay,
They
let
knew
me,
when they moved in that there was scaffolding. This was clearly meant to be an amenity for their gym members
okay.
after working out on the way home, not a 4 AM bar. And the
Let-
sandwich boards are illegal, and we told him at the time not to do that, and he's continued.
So last year when we were here, you asked me, where has David Barton been? That's what you said to me. First of all, we were not in the space, and I'm not trying to argue with you. Where he was before this gym was created was he built Temple, which is now one of the most popular gyms in Hell's Kitchen. It's on 49th Street. We built that and we opened it in 2015 and we sold it to the current operator. And we built out a number of other locations. So, I think he's added a lot of value. The space when we took it was not a David Barton gym. That was a Crunch, and Crunch left. So the landlord came to us and offered us the space for us to come in and do a rebuild on it because Crunch had been there for 20 years. And so again, I think that David's made a lot of contributions to the community. We look at this gym as an amenity. That area of Chelsea is struggling. And we have, like I said earlier, nobody's complained about the operation. No one's complained about sound, crowds, or any kind of other issues that would
Yeah.
compromise our operations. Mhm.
Any additional questions, comments from committee members? I just have one question for you. How firm are you on the 4 AM?
Look, I told my clients it's not likely that's going to happen. We would appreciate some consideration that would allow us to stay open. And I think what best practices are in this board are 1 to 2 AM. And if this board felt comfortable, allowing us to expand the hours, and then we could come back in the future and make another request if operations are acceptable and there's no problems in the community, we would be amenable to that. We're really just trying to maximize our business and the traffic in the one location.
We're trying to find out the application. What's the occupancy of the space again?
47.
47. Okay.
So it's not a-
It's not a very large space. That's not a space that we might be concerned, like there will be promoting the
Okay.
parties there and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's start there.
Now that we have a couple of people from the community, you want to bring them over, please? I think we have 2 people now.
Sorry,
We have 2 people from the community at least now.
I have Dominic
And there's Vega.
and Vega. I'm moving them both over now. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Again, can you hear me now?
Go ahead, Dominic.
Hi, guys. Happy New Year. Good to see everyone again. I just have a couple of questions. I think 2 AM would be more realistic for our neighborhood, but also being that it's now a bar, which I think it's a great idea to add a bar to a gym. It's very nuanced. Will you be having security there?
We have security now. Yes, and we would continue that. That's reflected in our application, Mr. Romeo. Yeah.
I think that's a better pill to swallow. All right.
Like I said,
Thank you, Dominic. Vega? You have to unmute Vega, please.
Honestly, I think it's fine that the bar stays open till 4 AM. It's pretty low key. People host a lot of like lovely birthday parties there, and it is a big amenity to the members. But it can be welcome to accommodate everybody in the community. I know personally, just as like a friend and like a gym goer, and people who are like who's like friends of the people that work there. Like the having a full liquor license would really enhance the hospitality experience of these events, and these meaningful parties. People have had their wedding reception parties there. So, I feel like that it should be greatly considered how, the liquor license could really enhance the space in the neighborhood as well.
Thank you, Vega. Okay, anybody else has a hand raised there, Nellie?
No, there's no one else.
Okay, very good.
So before we get to the hours, I see you don't have any music circled, but I assume you have background music at least?
We have background music, yes.
Okay. What do people think about the hours?
I think I'm okay with the hours just because 23rd Street is such a big street. There's residential across the street,
Across the street, not on their side.
not on their side, and it's kind of small. So I would be in favor of the hours as
So the
it's
4 a.m.
with the recommendation that they reduce their A-frames outside to appease.
We will do that. I will stipulate to that right now. They'll be gone.
What about Jessica?
Just to the extent it's relevant, we were looking at Hotel Chelsea across the street, and it looks like they're open till 2.
You're talking about the Chelsea Hotel?
The Chelsea Hotel.
Yeah, the bar.
Yeah, because
Which brings a lot of people back, because it was the two.
I would be more comfortable with 2 on this space.
Is that weekends or all across the board for the Chelsea Hotel?
Don't say across the board. Yeah, they definitely
Because
too close it by 2.
Yes. Anybody else?
You're saying 3.
Two.
Couple of 2.
Say that again, Greg?
Just couple of 2.
2 p.m.
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. across the board.
Yeah. So it looks like,
Tom, what do you think of 2 a.m. across the board?
I think that we're grateful for the committee and we would agree with that. And we thank you very much for giving us the opportunity.
we have a vote yet to take. So do you want to introduce your 4 a.m. resolution or? how do you want to go?
Sure. Let's try it. Let's roll the dice.
Mr. Arenas, we'll withdraw the request for the 4 a.m. and modify it to 2 a.m.
There it goes.
All right, so I would make a recommendation to approve with 2 a.m. 7 days a week, closing time, and to remove the sandwich boards from out front.
Okay, is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All those opposed, present not eligible, abstaining. Okay, thank you. 2 a.m. and move those boards.
And we will do so immediately. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Now we move
Thank
on
you.
to our third
Wait,
grouping.
hold on. Nellie, do you have your hand up for some reason?
Yes, I have a question. Wait a minute. Did you guys just do a class change or a method of operations change?
Oh,
You did both? Okay, I need a new 30-day notice because the 30-day notice that I received was only for a class change, not a method of operation change.
okay, they've already left, so you're gonna have to call them.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, apologize. Okay. Our final grouping, liquor license application.
Well, wait, Nellie, they don't have to come back, right? You just need the notice.
I just need a revised 30-day notice because they only
Okay.
notified for a class change.
Okay.
You might be able to reach the letter right now, so try it.
Okay.
For tomorrow. Okay, thanks.
Okay, these are completely new liquor, wine, and beer license applications. First one is 366 West 46th Street, BB36609BB LLC. And the hours of operation they're proposing is 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week.
And as I understand this is already in operation. This is really a transfer of ownership, which has to be done as a new liquor license application because liquor licenses are specific to the individual and the location. It can't be, just transferred automatically.
That's correct. Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole Katsouris. I'm the attorney for the applicant. And I have Euripides Pelikanos, who's the owner, present as well.
Okay, anything more you want to add to what I just said? You're operating in much the same way, correct?
That is correct. It's just the change in ownership of the Bear Burger restaurant that's there.
Anything else?
Anything from the committee? Nellie, anyone with their hands up?
No, there's no one.
Okay, do we hear a motion?
Motion.
And a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Person not eligible? Abstaining. Okay. Good luck, guys.
Thank you so much.
Item
Thank
number
you.
is 643, 645, 9th Avenue, 5 Georgian Brothers Group. Hours of operation 12 to 11 p.m., 7 days a week. Is the applicant here?
Yes, good evening. Kathleen Stephanopoulos, how are you? I'm the attorney for the applicant, and I also have the applicant here, Shota Latadze. Shota, are you here? He was here.
He's here, he's on mute, I think, but he's here.
Okay.
Okay.
Shota, can you? Yes.
Go ahead.
So yes, so we are seeking a full liquor license at this location. It's the corner of 45th Street and 9th Avenue between 45th and 46th. There was a liquor license there before under the name of SHNY Restaurant Group LLC.
I don't think you want to be mentioning that to us, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. I don't know. That means there's a history here that I'm not aware of. But anyway, we're new owners, they're brand new. We are looking, the hours that we're proposing, as has already been said, is 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday, we're looking for 12 p.m. to 1 a.m.
That's what we have down on the application. We have 7 days a week, 12 to 11.
No, for the SIP, that's what I'm going to SIP for, just say what.
Okay, so we need to change that.
Oh, yeah, okay, if I made a mistake on that.
That was our doing, not yours.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
You're consistent with the application.
Our mistake.
So there's no outdoor dining. They are seeking jazz music. They're seeking it, they would like to have the opportunity to do it, or they don't know they will do it 7 days a week. During the weekday and on Sunday, it would stop at 10 p.m. from 7 to 10, and on the weekends, Friday and Saturday to 11 p.m. It's 118 seats, 23 tables. The occupancy there is 218. And that's basically, it's serving Georgian food, Georgian style food. I did give a menu. I did provide a menu to everybody. And that's basically everything I know. I think you guys know a lot more than me.
Yeah, so just not to leave you in the dark, this ran successfully for a while as Southern Hospitality, but then there were a lot of problems afterwards with all sorts of allegations of availing, which is illegal, with other businesses operating there under the Southern Hospitality license, including some during the pandemic that gave the neighborhood a lot of problems. So it is a slightly troubled location. Your application, your client looks very much like a restaurant to me, which is good because that corner has been vacant for 4 or 5 years now. So just so I understand, so the live music, you said it would stop no later than 10 p.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 11 p.m. the other nights?
No, it would stop at 10 p.m. every night except Friday and Saturday. They want to go to 11.
Okay. That's helpful. And I see you say you're going to have a storm enclosure.
I left that an opening for that. It would just be a storm enclosure pursuant to the DOT standards right around the door. And we're not talking about.
by law, they can only extend 18 inches from the building facade. So can we include a stip that if you have one,
Absolutely.
it'll be no bigger than that?
No problem. That's no
Okay.
problem.
Love it. And finally, this space has been divided and subdivided. Are you taking over everything that's Southern Hospitality? I mean, you taking over the whole space?
Yeah, I mean, my client can talk to that, but yes, they are taking over the entire space. The seating is all on the ground floor. There's no seating on the lower level. I don't know if there was seating at one time on the lower level. I'm not sure. But
Yeah, I think there was at one time, but at some point, there's also been a wall on the ground level, sort of creating almost two separate rooms. But you're just taking the whole space.
the whole space, yeah, the whole space.
Okay.
I mean, the
That's what I-
space covers, when I looked at the C of O, it's a 218 occupancy. We're only having 118 seats. We're not occupying all of that, but we are taking over the whole space.
Okay, yeah, that's why I asked, because I saw the disparity. in the numbers.
Yeah. So we're just not putting seats in.
All right, that's what I.
Okay, and I see from the other committee, at least Christine.
Yes, how are you, are you going to keep the doors and the windows closed?
Yes, there's no open windows. Everything will be closed. And as I said, there's no outdoor dining.
Okay,
It's
thank
be
you.
open. You're welcome.
Okay, any other committee members, comments, Linda?
I just have one question, right?
Wait, sorry, because I was looking at the form. Christine, sorry, we were discussing hours here. What was your question about the doors and windows?
No, I just wanted to make sure that the door and, windows would be closed, and I think they are saying they will, so that's fine.
Okay, because the answer is not applicable on the floor.
Because I don't think there are doors or windows that open to start off
Okay.
with. So
Well,
that's
can we just make those answers yes?
Sure. Okay.
Just in
Okay.
case they're on,
Sure.
Okay, so I'll change those two answers
That's
to
fine.
yes.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll clarify. Additional comments, Inga?
I just have a non-technical question. Will you be serving dumplings and Georgian wine?
Well, I'm gonna leave that to my client. I don't know if you saw the menu.
Yes, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. I have it's Georgian, it's my Georgian fabric where it's making its very tasty wine. And when I'm opening the restaurant, I'm bringing its homemade wine in Georgian. I have it's 14 different kind wine of Georgia. I can send you it's my fabric pictures too. I have a very big wine fabric in
As long
Georgia.
as you have dumplings and wine, we will definitely.
Yeah,
try
sure.
it out.
We have it's fresh dumpling. Yeah, I know which one you like.
Good. I love Georgian.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Thank you.
There's gonna be a lot of attention to this space because of the history and the ill will some neighbors have to the prior operators, so I just urge you to, try to get off on the right foot and, operate in a reasonable way from the beginning, because I think that'll go a long way to helping you establish it. The neighborhood can be very supportive. If, they feel you're a member of the community, that sounds like you will be.
Okay, anybody from the community know?
There's no one.
Okay, do I hear a motion? Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Aye.
Okay, present not eligible, anybody abstaining? Well, good.
All right, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. We look forward to the Georgian
Also.
wine and dumplings.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Now we
Thank you.
have
Thank you so
our
much. Thank you. Thank
Category
you.
of outdoor
Thank you.
dining. We have 10 items. Just be aware, 10 items and it's 7:18. Okay, the first item, number 7, is a roadway, because we have both sidewalk and roadways. This is 401 West 52nd Street, the Red Stash. This is a roadway. Only 4 tables,
On the agenda, let's stop.
24 seats.
So I looked at the next 3 on the agenda. Red Stash is fine. As Ted may tell you, the DOT already had him reduce the size of the roadway dining because of the fire lane issue on that street.
What are you down to? How many tables are out there?
No, this is the new one.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I have 4 tables. They made us shrink it from 8 feet to 6.5 because the street is kind of narrow for our fire trucks to go through. But it's also 20 feet wide that we have, length length. So that's why I got into those tables.
All right, but,
Like 19 inches. 4 feet for each, that's 12. 16, and then we have 4 feet left for walking.
Good. All right, but, I didn't see it.
I make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
But do we first find out if they're not ready for the community?
Ah,
Yeah.
good idea, good idea.
There's
no one with a raised hand.
Okay, thank you. So your resolution, Christine, is?
Whatever is in the application, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Is it not eligible?
That would be me.
Okay. Good luck. Item number 8 is 809 9th Avenue, Westville. This is a sidewalk cafe.
Right. This is a very small sidewalk cafe, 3 tables with 2 seats each. They're reducing it a little from what they have now because they need to clear a fire hydrant right in front of the restaurant. The proposed one fits, the restaurant has been operating since, I think, 2018 or 19. Without any issues that I'm aware of. So again, I'm not suggesting any changes to this one either.
Okay, any comments, questions?
I have a question, Frank. I'm just seeing the drawing, and the drawing has, okay, so this is where this infamous measurement where it goes sideways, right? And it's 8 feet.
Well, it's 8 feet, but it's also sort of to the corner there, so.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I was just like, it would be better if they would remove one table.
Exactly.
I mean, that table right in the middle makes no sense.
Instead of the zigzag.
Well, the reason they're doing it that way is they have 4 tables now. So they cut out 1 table to allow the clearance from the hydrant.
But couldn't they put the 3 tables along the wall?
I think they're doing that now, and it seems like there's plenty of room.
Yeah.
Well, is the applicant here or someone from Mike Kelly's office?
Robert Hull with Michael Kelly's office.
I know.
So Robert, did you get your comments?
So Robert, could you?
So, and I could find out from the client more or less about that. We did that just because then it gives us that 8 feet where now we're at a diagonal angle instead of it being right in front of our sidewalk, where if it's right in front, it has to be 10 feet. But if it's at an angle, like how it is now, it has to be 8 feet. And it saves us some room and it saves everybody else some room. It's a little less of a headache.
What headache are you talking about?
Headache of having it over more, because if we had it over more, it would have been closer to the next building, which has like a pipe there, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah,
What I'm saying, what I'm suggesting is that you have your cafe length is about 12 feet, right?
It was. Now it's closer to around a little over 10 feet.
Oh, so it's not, the drawing is not reflecting that.
The drawing, it originally was 12'7", and now that we moved that 1 table over and put it next to the second one, now it's about a little over 10 feet.
And why would you want to have that 3rd table aligned against the wall?
Just because, like I said before, when it was with the fire hydrant, it needs to, if it was right in front of that fire hydrant, it would have had to be 10 feet, so it would have pushed it a little more. So since it's at an angle, it could be 8 feet, and it won't be in front of that fire hydrant and won't cause any issue. And it leaves a little bit of more space right there.
Right.
If you'd like, I could talk to them about possibly putting it back that way.
I mean, I personally would prefer, but I will defer to the group, to the committee.
I would prefer that as well, and because I've seen them do it in the past and it seemed that there's plenty enough room.
Yeah.
And also this place had an accident happen a while ago where I don't know if you guys remember where a car actually drove up and rammed into the sidewalk.
Yeah, I didn't realize this place.
Yeah, so I mean, so I was scooting in a little bit more. I mean, no, I think it was an accident, but you know,
Why have people be sitting out?
even closer when that's something that happened at that establishment already.
And do you have a storm enclosure up right now? They usually have like a big apartment sized storm enclosure.
No, I believe we took that down.
Can you?
I can
not
find
put
out
it up
about that.
next year? Yeah, and not put it up next year because it's.
Or put up a smaller one, put up one.
Yes,
The little one, which
we-
is 18 inches.
We
The
have
storm
talked to them
enclosure
about
can't
the
be
storm
within
enclosure
18
before.
inches from the property line.
Yeah, Westville
Yes.
has notorious, they have like, you know, a studio apartment on the sidewalk.
Yeah, that's
All right, so
not the
Robert,
first
I think
time
what
we've
you're
heard that.
hearing- Robert, I think what you're hearing is that we sort of believe it would, you know, open up the sidewalk if you could get the 3 tables against the facade instead of, you know, the 2 in a row the way you have here. So can you talk to them and see if they can manage that?
Of course.
We have an image here from
They have
Westville that
plenty of
has
3
5
tables and
tables.
still stay enough away from the Siamese height.
Okay. Maybe they want to get a 4th table.
All right, so what do we do?
Wait, first, anybody from community line?
There's no one with the raised hand.
Okay, so we're, I think there's a resolution.
Well, wait, we don't have the client isn't here, so we don't have their.
But his attorney will.
The attorney, you will then
Speaking
talk,
for them.
but you hear the preference of the committee here is 3 against the wall, the way it had been. And
Because we found a picture where you have 5.
Okay, wait a second, so Robert, is there any way you can reach them tonight, do you think, to see if they're okay with that?
so we can then pass a motion later.
Yeah, let me see if I have.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next and then.
There's a manager's phone number on the STIP form, so maybe.
Yeah, I'm looking for the step form right now. I have it here, so I could give him a call.
Okay, so we'll come back to you.
I've got the next 3 as well, so.
Well, let's do those then.
Oh, you're all, okay.
Yeah, because then afterwards I could call one of the owners as Yaniv.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're moving on without a motion of number 8 to number 9, 358 West 44th Street, Don Giovanni Ristorante.
Okay, so this is one where, for whatever reason, the measurements were drastically off on the original plan. So as you may have seen, they corrected those, they've eliminated, looks like 4 tables from what was on the original plan, so it's gotten smaller. One positive here is we've had a lot of problems with the Sidewalk Cafe clearing that tree pit on the right, as Christine will tell you. And now they're sort of objectively not starting until to the left of that door there, so that's sort of good.
We're a little over 8 feet now from it.
Yeah, so Robert, as I told Mike Kelly this week, we've been hearing a lot of comments from the local residents about thinking that the tables, based on the tables that Don Giovanni used to have, those size tables wouldn't fit in, you know, in the space that you're proposing now. So people are a little concerned that we're going to approve this number of tables, and then you're going to have bigger tables, and it's going to sort of edge out more into the sidewalk. So would you impress on your client that it's important that they keep to this perimeter? You know, the 6 feet by 19 feet, regardless of whether they could fit this number of tables in there or not, because it would be very tight with, you know, this many tables.
So they won't.
Yeah, we'll
In other
stick
words-
to these guides, and then I will also we'll talk to her, see if we can get her to get smaller tables.
Yeah, because the tables, where you have the 3 in a row, those tables would have to be less than 2 feet wide to fit, which is pretty narrow.
Yeah, I
See
mean,
what I'm saying?
right. I think we have come to the conclusion that from physically, you cannot fit people for less than 2 feet. So if the tables are 2 feet, then we need to adjust to that.
Well, that's what we're trying to do, and we did explain that to her. That's why we have the 3-foot weight service, and we were telling her that with that, she will have to get a 1.5 foot table.
Yeah, but okay. But the point is that the people sitting at the table are more than 1.5 foot wide, right?
But I mean, Christine and Robert, I think what's important is that the perimeter is defined and they,
Right.
you know, work within that.
Basically, we have a perimeter, we want to stay with the perimeter, and you can fit whatever tables you want within that perimeter. But the perimeter remains as is.
Right.
That's the key here.
And, you know, there are several watchful community members around there, and I in fact walk by there like 5 times a day. So, I'll be very, vigilant if the perimeter changes.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Well, it'll be a problem if it changes.
Yeah, it'll be a problem.
Yes, it'll be a problem if it changes, but if you're keeping an eye on it, we'll let them know.
Okay.
Okay.
And then one thing I'm gonna change is that your STIP form still has the old numbers of seats and tables. So I'm gonna change it to the new seating plan, which is 9 tables and 18 seats.
Okay.
Okay,
Any additional comments from the committee? And Nellie, shall we look at the community?
There's no one with a raised hand.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Motion to approve.
Second.
wait a minute, Robert, do you have another, you want to finish first, Robert? Robert, do you have another?
yeah, we have to do the vote, we have to vote.
Yeah, we vote on this one.
Yeah,
Okay. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, present not eligible, abstaining. Okay, that was number 9, Don Giovanni. Number 10, 124 7th Avenue, Terra. This is a sidewalk. That thing.
So there's one change that we are going to make to this one. Michael and I were talking about it before, just because we didn't do the plans on this one, so it's a little strange when you look at the plans. And when you look at the plans, it looks like it's 2 tables, but then we have a picture. I don't know if you guys have it, where it's a picture of the front of the building. And if you look at the picture, it looks like there's about 5 tables. Still the same number of seats, but it looks about 5 tables. So we just wanted to change it to that.
so I think this is what Inga and Alan looked at.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's, you see it on the pictures that you sent us, there are, there's planters that are huge, there are these bars that come out from the building that go down into the planters, there are lights strung across. All of that can't be there. I mean, it's sort of like they built a little room without walls, but.
So you're talking about the sidewalk.
The sidewalk cafe.
Yeah, sidewalk
has
cafe.
a roof.
Yeah, it has a roof and poles, and remember, they went into those big huge planters down, and so it was sort of very blocked
And there
off.
was an additional door.
Yes,
But they are not supposed to have the poles, right?
No,
No. And the roof is supposed to be in a removable, material.
no, they're metal fixed to.
Yeah,
the
what I'm saying is
building.
that type of roof has to be changed.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's sort of the frame,
It's
it's
a
a metal
frame.
frame roof. It's not really closed, so it's open, but they've strung lights across the frame, but the frame comes down into those big black planters. It's like the
Right.
same metal material, so it's almost immovable. It is immovable.
Well, they can't have that. That's the point.
No,
This isn't retractable.
no, that's not it. It's actually, they've got holes and things coming down into those planters, so that picture you see.
Yeah.
They made like a frame roof. And then the tarp comes out over the top of it
Oh, okay.
sometimes.
It looks like it could be like a
This is the next picture.
retracting one.
On the first picture, if you look at the first picture, you can see it. Yeah,
So Robert, are you gonna get us new plans or what are you suggesting for the capacity of the sidewalk?
Well, we have it'd be 5 tables with 12 seats.
But that's not the plan, right?
Plans, I can talk to them, see if we can get them to get new ones.
Well, we need
For
to
us.
have new plans.
Okay,
It's not an option.
okay, that's not a problem. We can do that.
Do you guys think that what you said to DOT is? I mean, these are
DOT
what we
accepted
get-
it.
What?
DOT did accept these plans, surprisingly.
Yeah, except, I mean,
Right,
that
but
doesn't
are
mean
you
anything.
Are you changing them or do you think you're just clarifying them?
Changing them in what do you mean?
Well, I mean, you said you were going from 2 to 5 tables. Is that just because this weird picture is unclear or?
Oh, you mean the number? Yes.
Yeah.
We will be talking to them about that, just to clarify with them as well.
And you're not seeking roadway dining anymore?
No, I do not believe so.
So what do we?
they just with those planters, and they have to make sure that they get rid of those metal poles.
Well, talk to Robert.
Hi, so you have to make sure they get rid of, so that awning goes in and out, that can retract and not. But that is not what the frame is. The frame comes from they put it on the building and it goes into those metal planters and makes them immovable.
I
So they
see
need
what
to
you
get-
mean with those.
Yeah, they need to get rid of where all the lights are strung across, so they need to get rid of that, and those planters are huge, so they take up a lot of your sidewalk cafe space. And you have to make sure that there's a 10-foot clear path from the perimeter of the sidewalk cafe to the curb.
To the obstruction.
I mean, to the obstruction, to the pole.
So I don't understand.
Parking sign.
I don't understand. All those things are part of the rules, Robert.
Yeah, so until the
When
parking
you
sign-
look at that and you talk to your client, what do you
We'll
tell?
talk to, I don't know if this was from beforehand when I don't know what they did. We did tell them though, they do have to follow the rules of what's going to be the new rules.
But then do you check? No.
Christine, Mike Kelly's office is very good when I call him about immediately calling his clients' issues.
So, yeah, just, you have to make sure that the edge of the cafe, if it's going to be those planters, they're too big. I mean, you get more cafe space if you made them smaller, but up until that parking sign, I think it has to be 10 feet, which when we were there, it wasn't. Because those boxes were way out with their framed roof.
We could, we'll talk to them about that and get them taken down.
So the 10.
But we need a new plan too. We cannot be approving this plan, right?
Yeah, because the tables aren't really even visible.
Yeah, no, he said he'd get us
We need to get a new plan.
So,
Yeah.
We need to get a new plan.
Also the sandwich boards.
That's fine, we could do that.
Melanie, when do we need that by?
Give me 1 second to look at the calendar.
Sure.
Could we also talk about the sandwich board?
I need them by the 24th.
That should be doable, Robert, right? Of
course.
By March 24th. Nellie needs a new plan, we need a new plan.
Okay.
Then that new plan will incorporate.
Sorry?
Just the sandwich boards that are out there as well.
Okay, you need to talk to them about, oh yeah,
There's two of them.
yeah, including one on the curbside, which is really
Which
intrusive.
application is this for again?
Sorry?
Which application are we?
Number 10.
We're on number 10,
Okay.
Nellie. Number 10.
Okay. So, Robert, again, can you stress that any A-frames and sandwich boards can only be, can only be against the facade of the building?
Okay, yes.
Because at least in the pictures, they're really sticking out.
Any additional
We can talk to
comments,
them about that. We'll let them know.
questions, any?
Just from the
Randy?
100 and 200 West 18th Street Block Association testimony, you're talking about speaker outside.
I didn't see a speaker on this. Oh, that was the one. Yeah, I didn't receive.
So Robert, there's a speaker outside, which is not permissible. We talked to your client about removing that as well. That'd be great.
Speaker outside.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see
So
where you're
there's
talking about, but I will talk to them about that.
So we have a few items for you to talk to them about.
And also, Wendy, since you mentioned this, that block association letter is incorrect about the kind of corridor it is. This isn't a global corridor. It's only 10 feet required south of 23rd Street and 7th Avenue. So it's 10 and not 12 feet, which is what Eagle was making sure they had.
Yeah.
From the measurements I was told that we have, we're using 7 foot 6 inches of a 20-foot sidewalk, leaving 12 feet 6 inches altogether.
Right. As long as
No, wait a minute, Robert. If there is an obstruction, the measurement has to be.
Of course, we're gonna, the boxes and everything, we're gonna get those taken care of.
There is a parking sign there. So when you measure, it doesn't go to the rest of the sidewalk.
Sure, it goes to the parking sign.
Okay,
Which is
yeah,
where
because on this we
people
have
get
it's,
confused about that.
yeah, because from on this one, of course, like I said, we didn't measure it, so we don't know how. It does say it's 10 feet from the sign, but we will have somebody do that and have it corrected for you.
And so the new plan that you're gonna submit by the 24th will incorporate all of these stipulations.
Yes.
We're ready to move. Are we voting?
So we're going to stress
Not voting?
to them.
Okay, so Robert, changing the capacity from two tables to 5 tables, correct? Keeping the number of seats at 12. And then just to be clear, although this is all under the rules, I'm putting in an additional step that all planters must be placed within the cafe perimeter. And there'll be no outdoor speakers or music in the outdoor space. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, and to move the sandwich boards against make sure they're against the building, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Endless battle, those sandwich boards.
So if we pass a motion of it, it will incorporate all of these changes. And your new plan will reflect that in March 24th.
And I'm going to run it all by Michael as well, so he knows as well, so.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
Second.
Okay, all those opposed? In favor?
Aye.
Opposed, present not eligible, abstaining. Okay, it passes. With the stipulation.
Is that the last one you have, Robert?
I also have the next one as well.
Okay, then we go to number 11, 189th Avenue. Quanoon, it's also a sidewalk cafe.
Yes, so this is gonna be a sidewalk cafe application with 11 tables and 22 seats. We did have a sidewalk cafe before that was 9 tables and 18 seats. We're in a regional corridor on 9th Avenue. We have 4 tables, 8 seats on 9th Avenue using 3 feet 4 inches of a 14.5-foot sidewalk. There are small tables at 19 inches. There's a light pole, bike rack, tree pit, and street sign that we cleared by 10 feet. And then on West 21st Street, it's a neighborhood corridor. We have 7 tables with 14 seats using 4 foot 7 inches of the sidewalk. There's a mailbox, muni meter, and street signs that are all over 8 feet away.
Okay, before we get to the outdoor seating, I talked to Michael about this today. When you, before us, previously, we reduced the hours, the operation hours from 2 AM to midnight and 1 AM. And it appears by mistake, you just sort of carried over those, the 2 AM hours. So Michael said he was in agreement that, we're gonna continue the hours that were approved in 2019, which is midnight and 1 AM.
Okay. That works for me.
Okay, additional comments, questions from anybody in the
Take a
committee?
look at this one.
Yeah.
Ava?
Alan was with me, we looked at this one and it's fine the way it is, they're quiet operators. We did get a note from someone in the neighborhood today saying that they have music, as far as I know, there's never been any music out there. Perhaps they had music during COVID when they had a roadway cafe, but they never have music outside. It's a very quiet, low-key neighborhood restaurant. And Alan and I, there's plenty of space for all the tables they want.
Alan,
It okay.
Even on 21st Street.
Plenty of space, yeah.
Well, they can just stip that they will not use any outdoor, music.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever used music before. I've never seen music there and I live right there, so.
We always try to let all our customers know that they can't have music outside. Just
Yeah,
because
I don't think
the
they've
past
ever-
year with all the people that were going around making complaints and everybody getting tickets, we told everybody you can't have them. But we will step to that as well.
To satisfy this,
Yeah.
sorry, to satisfy this person's concern about the tables being moved out towards the street, I guess.
They've never done that either. I've never seen them do that. Again, maybe during COVID, during the height of COVID, that could have happened when they had, everything was chaos, but they've.
Not a problem.
I eat there all the time.
Well,
I confirm they're really fine.
Thank you, Carrie.
In the letter, so the testimony, it says they have 2 tables sitting on top of the exterior metal basement door.
They're allowed to do
They're
that.
allowed to do that.
Those are reinforced on the side, yes.
Above the basement entrance.
It's in the DOT rules.
So, I have a question, on the picture of Google Maps, they've got their trash cans. The neighbors, is that where the neighbors' trash cans are empty?
It's theirs and they're not close enough to the trash. So they don't want to sit next to trash. They would never put people next to trash.
Okay, anybody else in the committee? Because I see a raised hand, Nellie, from the community.
Yes, we have one person, Rick.
Okay, Rick, go ahead. Unmute, please.
Good evening. I wanted to, Maureen Ryan sent in the letter. I know that I assume you've all seen it. And the main thing I wanted to express was there was indeed music. We live literally across the street and there was music played. And I know that the New York City DOT dining rules just don't permit it. So I just wanted to make sure you knew, and that they stick to playing 0 music. outside.
They have done that. When was this music? Was this recently or?
It was during COVID. They had the street side shed. During COVID or not, it's still a disturbance, and I just want to make sure, and it's stated that we really don't want to have it now that it's after COVID.
Yeah, no, they've agreed to a stipulation. There'll be no outdoor speakers or music in any outdoor space.
Okay, well, that was the key thing. I wanted to make sure. The only other thing was in the past, La Grenier, for instance, literally across the street, there were no sidewalk tables permitted in previous years. This is sort of a new thing where there's sidewalk tables. So I was just wanted to express, we were hoping not to have those 7 tables on the side street, just to keep it quiet. And there you go. The music was the main thing, but I just wanted to express the 7 table objection as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for doing what you do. It makes me very proud to be a New York City resident and seeing it work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else in the community out there, Jan?
There's no one else.
Okay, thanks, Nellie. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Person not eligible, abstaining. Okay,
Okay, so Robert, can you try to reach, you're done now, right?
Yes, you mean for Westville, correct? Yes, I am done. You mean for
number 8.
Westville, correct?
Yeah, and if you could just, come back either way and let us know what's happening, whether you reach them or not, and if they'll agree.
Okay,
Okay.
do you want me to just raise my hand then?
Yeah, raise your hand when you're ready to talk again, but we're gonna continue with the agenda.
okay.
Okay. All right, well, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, we only have 4 more items, so hopefully we won't be here all that much longer.
I'm gonna call them now, so.
Okay,
Good, thank you.
great, thank you.
Item
You're
number
welcome.
12, 156 10th Avenue, Cook Shop. Who visited?
Alan and I,
Alan and Inga,
twice.
twice. I think I was there once.
You were there, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, you were there the first time.
Okay, so they pass it.
So I spoke to their attorney a couple of times and we had a problem with the second row of tables that they originally had on 10th Avenue. They forgot to put in the parking sign and then the parking meter, so their measurements, they've since removed the entire second row of tables on the 10th Avenue side. And we had another question with the tables on the corner closest to the curb ramp. But that seems to be, yeah, they moved that too, so it seems very nice. We did speak to them because Cook Shop is fortunately hugely popular, a fantastic restaurant in the neighborhood. Everyone from everywhere goes there. They are big on brunch and it does tend to get crowded at the corner so that people can't get, when you're crossing the street and trying to go from south, you're in a wall of people because they're all standing there waiting to be seated. So we asked them to try to develop a plan and maybe single file, push the people out of the sidewalk, the middle of the sidewalk, so anybody walking, because it is a busy corridor, can get through without coming to a wall of people, but otherwise they're lovely to have.
Okay, so Inga, when you say the second row on the avenue, do you mean those sort of 2 4-tops that are sticking out?
The original one has the,
Yeah.
These 2, these right there?
Yeah, so the second row.
So these are going,
Mhm.
okay, and then is the corner moving or?
Well, they sent another one, so we wanted to make sure that there was enough space here,
Yeah.
and they sent another one where they had another table here. They said they were gonna remove it, so we
Okay,
think.
well, the applicants here.
Yeah.
Hi, Chris, do you want to talk to us about this?
Yes, first of all, we didn't forget to include the sign and the parking meter That was installed after the architect took their measurements. It's a recent change on that street there. So it wasn't an oversight. It was just, again, the work was done prior to the installation of the meter and the sign.
Right, which makes sense, because you had to file this back in August. Your application with DOT, yeah.
Yep.
All right, so as I understand it, you're removing that sort of second row of 2 or 4 tables, depending how you count them, and 8 seats on the avenue.
Yeah, we sent that in to you guys yesterday or the day before.
Okay, sorry,
the amended
I'm
floor
seeing it
plan.
now, didn't make it in here. Let me-
It's the same one now, so.
Got
Just go
25.
to- I don't think-
We don't have the latest then, right?
Just go to now.
We do.
You do have the latest.
Do? Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, there is a, okay, thanks, sorry, I hadn't seen that. Yeah, okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Christine.
Did that get sent to Nellie?
What Inger is talking about, which is you are very popular and you have a lot of people waiting for you to get in. I mean, how advisable is it to install, 4 tables and chairs just in front of the entrance? Just because you have so many people waiting.
Well, here's during COVID for the past 2.5 years or 3 years, we had a significantly larger footprint out on that sidewalk. And with some of the overflow, I think perhaps it impinged on the walkways. We've changed the inside of the restaurant where there is a bigger waiting area in front of the bar. There's also there is a large area that's right at the front doors, and we have 2 benches that are within our property that people can sit at waiting for a table. So I don't foresee it to be a problem going forward. If it is, we will address it.
Okay, that sounds good.
Are you guys applying for roadway seating as well, or just the sidewalk?
We were before you guys, and I think you all approved it, but with my partners and I are not 100% sure if we're going to be moving forward with roadway. We might be withdrawing that application. Might be.
This year, because
You had one before.
We had one during COVID, yes.
Yeah. Well, until,
A pretty big one.
yeah, it was a pretty big one, and it was until last November,
Correct.
which is post-COVID.
All right, so we're all good, right?
And
Yeah, I just have one more question. So you're not filing this year for roadway because of all the construction, and you've got a construction zone in that space, so you can't this year. So you're just gonna reconsider next year after the construction's gone?
We have first of all, we have an open application right now
For
the
roadway?
roadway. Yes.
So they're already here.
They were here before.
Right.
I mean, the reason why I brought up the roadway is because even if they made space for the queuing inside, if you can't walk into the street a little bit to avoid the crowd, then it really stifles people's ability to walk through. So knowing that there's a roadway seating and that they don't have that availability to walk in the street to go around it, it concerns me about how wide this is coming out based on the popularity of this venue.
But they just said that they have provided inside the restaurant a lot of waiting area, which is new.
Inside, when you walk inside the restaurant,
And
there's
even
a
if
huge
they,
space.
and even if they snake them around the side street and just try to keep them off the corner, that's the problem. And with the roadway cafe before, you had a tiny narrow space, millions of people, and then wait staff going back and forth.
And they're hitting though the clearance, right? Because we don't
Yes,
have that
they
rule
are.
for anyone else,
Yeah.
that because you're popular, you
No,
need more
they get the
space. So
clearance.
that
They get the
seems,
clearance. It's just,
yeah.
if they can be helpful to the neighborhood and just try to manage the crowds, because they're very
No,
popular.
that's the other one.
Bert, you have somebody with a raised hand.
No, I think that's
No,
the representative.
Yeah,
Yes, that's-
I'm Gina, the architect representing this restaurant.
okay.
I just wanted you to know that when we apply for the roadway, you asked us to reduce the amount of seating, and we did. We sent the revised drawings. So just for you to have it in mind.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, Nellie, anyone else from the community?
There's no one with a raised hand.
Okay.
Okay, do I hear a motion? And a
Motion to
second?
approve.
Motion to approve.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, person not eligible, abstaining. Tina, do you have your hand up?
I think it was unanimous.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I didn't catch that. Okay, great, you got it, Chris.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, item number 13. 107 West 17th Street, Dalton Vegetable Restaurant. This is for the roadway. Item number 13.
This is another Inga, Alan,
And
and
we,
Jennifer. No problem.
no problem with this one whatsoever. There was nothing in the way of anything. It was fine.
Perfect.
Very good.
10 over 10. I think we're going to give ratings to people.
Any comments from the committee?
And I think we went there twice too, because we happened to walk by a second time on another tour, so.
Christine, do you have your hand raised?
Motion.
Oh, so wait, let's see. Anybody from the community? Nellie?
There's no one.
Okay, thank you, Nellie. Okay, Christine, you made the
Motion.
resolution.
Was
Is
the
there a
applicant
second?
here? He's here. He's in the upper right. Oh,
I'm here.
okay.
Good evening, everybody. Hello.
Gotcha. All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Person not eligible,
He's
abstaining,
happy.
opposed.
Thank you all very much.
Okay, Victor, you got it. Very well. Good
Thank
luck.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Now, items 14, 15, 16 have been withdrawn, so we move on to.
I'm sorry, should I stay on or may I go?
No, you
No,
don't.
you're good. You're good.
You're good to
Thank
go.
you. Good night, everybody.
You are released.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Item number 17, 182 8th Avenue, ZZ. This is also a roadway. Did anybody go visit them?
Alan and I did.
Okay, Alan and Inga. Chelsea.
This was the one with the manhole cover in the roadway, so it was 11.6 we ended up with. If they gave the space they needed for and it seemed to work, right? Yeah, they just have to, I talked to them on the phone, they cannot cover the manhole, and there's whatever distance I gave them that they have to stay away from it. Which I think is foot or.
So are we getting a new plan or?
No, they clear it. We just wanted to make sure that they were aware of it, that they didn't push their tables over to the manhole cover. So that was it. They're fine.
Because you don't see on the plan.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I see it. I
The
see.
existing plan is okay.
Yes, but we just wanted to make them aware of the manhole.
All right, now
Rob, did you confirm that with the
well, wait,
representative?
let's finish this one.
I want to make sure he confirms what Inga is saying.
He's
Robin?
not representing these people. Oh, he is. Oh, okay. I thought he said he was done.
I'm sorry, I'm not representing this one. I just had an answer for you, so I told you I'd raise my hand once I did. You can talk to me when you're done with this one. Sorry about that.
Okay, sorry, okay, misunderstood.
So we did get a bunch of community comments. Inga and Al, did you guys look at these?
This was the one with.
All right, they said they had street side table.
They had an apartment on the sidewalk, and we asked them I spoke to them on the phone and we asked them to remove it. They sent a photo, it was removed. They have a couple tables out there now, but no enclosed.
But they need to,
They need to remove it.
They're
It's
not on the
illegal.
curbside, they're up against the building.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, are you talking about ZZ 182 8th Avenue?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm the owner. My name is Sharon.
Okay.
Yes, I spoke with you.
Yes,
Thank you for the picture. So I didn't
of
have to
course.
walk back.
Thank you for everything.
Mhm.
Any
Okay, so
question
we have-
about it?
No, we just want to make sure that you are not putting any tables and chairs at the curbside, right?
And he doesn't, no.
No.
They're up against the building.
Okay.
In the testimony, there is a picture with tables on the curbside, so were they doing that in other spots?
Not when we were there. We owned, there was a big enclosed sidewalk shed type, canvas building, and we asked them to take that away. There were no tables on.
It's the same one that we used during the COVID, so that's the thing too. We took it off last week and we asked them to put it in the garbage. We're not gonna use it anymore.
Thank you. And you only have the tables against your building on the front. You don't have them in the
Correct.
sidewalk.
Correct.
They didn't have that one.
Okay, now it seems, is there somebody from the community with a hand raised?
No, it's Robert.
No,
No, wait.
Yes, we have one
we have-
person, Dominic.
Yeah, we have one. Okay, can you move them over, please?
Yes.
Dominic, unmute.
Dominic, you're on mute.
Dominic, please unmute if you want to say something. Go ahead.
Now?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, my apologies. Dominic Romeo, community leader and city council candidate, actually. So what we're trying to avoid here in our neighborhood is examples like Lulu's, who have taken over the spot. I spoke to Sharon this afternoon. He understands this, and he asked a very candid question, which was, why is this such a concern to our community? And it's twofold. One is that after COVID, a lot of these restaurants have seemingly taken over our sidewalks. But secondly, and something near and dear to my heart, and it turns out near and dear to Sharon's heart as well, older people cannot cross or walk by these restaurants with the amount of tables and the lines that are inside. I also have friends who are in wheelchairs, 3 of them, and when they come over to visit me, I have to literally plan my navigation through some of these obstacles. So it turns out that Sharon understood this, and he actually had a friend who was in a wheelchair as well. The only 2 obstacles, no pun intended, that are in the way are the tables that are up against the facade of the building. Sharon wants a 58-inch table. The Block Association on 19th Street suggested 2 24 times 24 tables, which equals 48 inches that extends out. And then also the noise. Sharon also mentioned that when it gets late, he is going to close his doors. So that is definitely a point of interest in regards to our community. So we have 2 interests: the noise, which Sharon said that he closed the door, and then also these tables that are sticking out. The tables that he had suggested, which are in the picture that he had sent to our email, actually do stick out more than 5 feet. Now, I'm not trying to nitpick here, but according to your own rules,
the
it's gotta be
sidewalk
24 inches,
cafe
right?
isn't before us tonight. We haven't
This is just the roadway.
we haven't gotten that from the DOT yet, so we'll work that all out when we get it. You'll have to come back.
I do have one suggestion, though, if because I do feel the community is supporting Sharon, possibly add 2 more tables to his restaurant shed, and that might resolve this.
But tonight what we have in front of us is the shed, is the roadway.
Yeah. Besides that, there are no objections from the community.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Your motion
Motion.
and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed, present not eligible, abstaining, okay.
Gotta go back to Robert.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do want to go back to Robin and hear what you
Thank
have
you very
to
much,
say.
guys.
Okay, welcome back.
You're grabbing me back. So he did agree to it.
Do you do the 3 against the building?
Yes.
Okay, that'd be great.
That's great news.
Could you send us, you know, a revised plan and, you know, it can be, you know, a version of the handwritten one is fine, just something that we can submit.
Just put it up against the wall and send it back to you pretty
Yeah,
much.
just put all 3 against the wall, show that you have the 10-foot clearance, you know, basically just move the tables and keep all the rest the same.
And the new plan, Nellie has to have it before the 24th of March.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody have a great night.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed, present not eligible,
All right.
and abstaining. Okay, very good.
Number
Moving on to, 18. 312 West 58th Street, All Center, again, roadway.
This is,
We did this one. Me and Tina.
So what do you guys
Is the
have to
applicant
say?
here?
Yeah.
Hey, we looked at the roadway seating, there's no problems with the roadway seating. However, your sidewalk seating cafe that you have with the wooden barrier doesn't leave enough room for people to get by. It's 6 feet, 10 inches, and there needs to at least be 8 foot clearance. I see they have 3 pink tables up there. So I would just ask that you reduce that in the meantime to give the 8 foot clearance. And my question to you is are you planning on getting sidewalk as well, or just roadway this time?
Yeah, so yeah, thank you for that. So that cafe is actually within the property line. We had an application in with the DOT on the sidewalk. And they said there was a suggestion that it may be within our roadway. So we had a survey done, and you'll see on our west side, there's the stairway of our building, and on our east side, there's the steps for the 6 hotel, and they both extend out past our sidewalk cafe. So not necessarily withdrew our application. The DOT said we didn't need it, and we're here today for the roadway.
That's for the roadway. And what was you suggesting about the tables again, Ted?
The roadway is fine. We were just asking if they could give us a little bit more for the thing, whether it's in the property line or not, I'm not sure.
So you're saying the sidewalk is less than 8 feet?
The sidewalk with their barrier only gives 6 feet, 10 inches, and they're saying that is within their property line, which I find a little bit hard to believe.
Yeah, are the barriers within your property line too?
Yeah, so one thing I will say is that once we get a bit more clarity on how the roadways are going to look, we are revising the design, call it the design, the barrier setup we have for the sidewalk. So my understanding is we could even, I've no suggestions that we're going to, but because it's within our property line, we could even enclose it, but I don't think that that's something we're going to do. But the fixed setup will probably be revised.
I mean, I would just ask for a friendly amendment on your hand, if you could just put the 3 tables against the wall instead of one projecting out, and that would be a win-win for, the community, and, wouldn't really affect your business because you still would have the 3 tables.
Yeah, I don't think it's big enough to do it that way. We have nothing in terms of east-west room. So I think it had to go that way in the sort of triangle setup. So I do think we would lose 1 table by doing that. But I'll certainly, this is all going to be attempted to be reconfigured anyway in terms of the sidewalk.
Okay.
I think Christine,
You're
you have
moving.
it?
Well, just to finish on this, do you have, some sort of map or survey or something that shows where your property line is?
Yeah, I do.
Could you send that to the board office, please, just so we have it and don't.
To confirm that that's the property.
Because it seems a sidewalk less than 8 feet is very unusual.
Yeah, it's narrow.
The thing is when you look at Google Maps, it says that the place next door is projecting out, but his actual building does not. The
Yeah.
building that has the staircases included in it, I believe, is the Nook bagel shop that we went at, and those had the stairs that projected.
But let's, I mean,
By about 3 feet on the other side.
Alright,
so
Christine?
I have a suggestion. From a community standpoint, what you are hearing is that having 8 feet for pedestrian is really very important, right? So from our standpoint, without designing your space, we would just ask that you stipulate that whenever you are going to redo the cafe, you are going to make your best effort to leave 8 feet. And, doesn't commit you to do it, but I just want you to be aware of it and strive for that one way or another.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand, and I appreciate what you're saying. We are here we're here for the roadway only because the DOT told us we don't need.
No, we got it. We're
Sidewalk.
just sharing, the
Yeah.
community concern so that you can put that in your thinking going forward. Right?
It's absolutely our thinking, and I just want.
Yeah, and the 8 feet, and then the second thing is the enclosure. Generally speaking, people object to enclosures because now it's privatized, right?
Mhm.
So if you could also keep that in mind when you do your design, those two things would go a long way to have the whole community happy.
To be honest with you, I don't even personally think that the enclosed structures look nice on the sidewalk. So I was just merely saying that once the DOT told us that it was within our property line, it kind of became our area, if you know what I mean. So like you could even go that far, but I don't personally, and I know my business partner doesn't like that either. And I just want to clarify for context, just for context.
So Danny, as Christine suggested, I'd like to include a stipulation that just says applicant will use best efforts to maintain an 8-foot pedestrian clear path when redesigning the sidewalk seating. You okay with that?
Yeah, I just want to.
It's just use best efforts. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not locked in, right? But just we want to make sure that you think about it
That
very.
you're aware of the 8 feet.
Right.
Understood.
And then
Yeah.
we had, as you probably remember, we had 3 stipulations on your, when you came to us for your liquor license, that I think we should carry over. The one about DJ will be on the lower floor only, DJ on Friday and Saturdays only, ceasing no later than 2 a.m. No use of the rear yard by patrons or staff, and any storm enclosure extend only 18 inches. So we'll repeat those 2 plus the best efforts one.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Motion. There is somebody in the public.
The additional question? Anybody from the community?
No, there's no one.
Okay, thank you. You want to make a resolution, Christine?
Motion, yeah, what we just said.
Okay,
Second.
all those in favor? Opposed? Present not eligible, abstaining. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good meeting you again. See you soon.
Good. Our last item on the agenda, again, another roadway, number 19, 334 West 46th Street, Dimson, Alice. Is the applicant here?
Sherry's here.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, Sherry.
So I went to look at this. It's a pretty standard roadway on 46th Street block, a restaurant road, sort of in line with what everyone else is doing there. So I didn't see any issues with it. Sherry, one one form thing, I don't know if Nellie talked to you about this today. I think you filled out the wrong page for your outdoor dining. You need to fill out page 8. The one that's, the one that's for roadway dining. You said you weren't gonna have it, but you obviously are gonna have it. So if you could fill out that page.
Oh, okay.
And if you can get it to Nellie by March 24th. Okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right, and just to be clear, on the important stuff, you're gonna close the outdoor, the roadway seating by 11 PM on Fridays and Saturdays and 10 PM on other days, right?
Yes, sure.
Okay, and you know there can be no outdoor speakers or outdoor music? Right?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
No, you can't have any speakers in the roadway shed, no outdoor music?
Yeah, definitely no.
Okay, and then we're gonna repeat, 2 stipulations that you agreed to last time, which is that there'll be no use of the rear yard by patrons or staff. And, the storm enclosure will extend only 18 inches from the building facade, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
Very good.
that's all I have.
Additional questions, comments from committee members?
I have a question from
Go ahead.
committee. Did we
From the
approve
community?
another roadway already on 46th Street?
Sorry?
Or this is the first one?
What's your question? What?
The question is that, is it the first roadway application on Restaurant Road?
No, this is the 3rd or 4th, I think. You mean tonight? Or
No,
ever?
generally speaking.
No, I think we've had at least 3. Hold Fast, that bar had one. I've looked at least 3.
So the point I was trying to make is that, there is a rule which says that if you have two roadway cafe, there need to be so much in between them. And I was looking at this one and say, okay, wait a minute, I don't even know whether there is another one next to it and whether the cafe should be shorter, because that space is supposed to be used by the fire department. So I was.
Sherry, do you have a response?
So Christine, who monitors that?
Well, that's what I'm raising here is I think we should have a little map here of 46th Street. And we should put on the map what we are approving, because I'm sure that nobody else is checking on that.
Right. That's good, great idea. Nellie, can you put that on the list of things to do? I don't think we've had. Trying to think.
On this.
Just don't remember, I went back to the application. I couldn't find anyone on 46th Street, but I'm.
Yeah, we definitely.
We've had
them.
Yeah.
It's when I read the rules
Yeah.
recently too, because.
No, you do need space.
Yeah, and it changes the amount of how many are next to each other, how much space you have to leave. I just went through that.
Yeah.
And I'm just very worried about fire department, in the way it was when everybody is next to each other and you can't get the fire through.
So Nellie, most immediately, could you check as soon as you can to see if there are any on either side of
This one I'm telling you right now, because I'm looking on Google, it doesn't, because right now they just have a little psychic place next door. And then so the one
they're taking over the psychic place. They came to us, not the psychic place, but they're standing behind the psychic place.
because the one on the left looks like it's just residential.
Okay.
And then the one over here, even if they do take this one, I don't know what this
So
is.
there's nothing immediately next to it.
Unless this one here, there is one thing immediately next door, which is.
What's the business?
S Aimer NYC.
What's the name?
S Aimer, SAIMER.
Check on the address.
But the bottom line is that I think we need to do a little bit of a dive into that and make sure that we have the space.
Okay, so Sherry, we're gonna Do you hear what we're saying? We have to check and see if we've already approved any roadway dining on either side of this business, because if so, there's gonna have to be space between them. But we're gonna have to check into that.
But
If we find something, we'll let you know.
approve my floor plan already, right? I emailed to you. The DOT and the department gave me the final floor plan. That means they approve this one.
Right, but what we're concerned about is the DOT may not be tracking what goes on either side, and the rules do require space between roadway dining sheds.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be an issue here, but we're gonna check into it and we will call you if there's any issue.
Yeah, no problem. We're not in a hurry. Yeah, please update me.
Thanks, Sherry.
What is the minimum distance required between
5 feet?
It's not, and it changes. No, it's more than 5. It changes.
I think it's 4 plus 4. I mean, so
Yeah,
one would be, one cafe would give up 4 feet.
Each cafe has 4 feet.
And the other
So
cafe would give 4 feet.
Because look at the one next door here, this might be a problem.
Okay.
Okay, we'll find out.
Separate restaurants, there's a touch improvement.
But it's only a comment that come to us already.
Right.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, President eligible, abstaining. Okay, last item on the agenda passes.
Done.
Okay, we're done.
All right, do it, Jerry.
Surprise.
Thanks, everybody. 102 hours.
Bye.
Wow.
Thank you, Sherry.
Almost a
Well,
record.
I should say, part of the reason we're able to do this is all the efforts of people who visited these roadways.
Yeah, it's amazing because it's a lot of
It is
work.
a lot of work, particularly I think for the job. We spent a lot of time on that one, so thank you.
Smithfield, just so you guys know, when I talked to them, they applied for roadway and sidewalk. They have this weird roof structure that they built where they had tables all along with those wooden beams that were going into the sidewalk, and they had speakers outside. So I talked to them about all of that. They withdrew after I finished talking. I on the phone and then I was like, what about the roadway?
I don't want to deal with this.
But you know, Inga, the good thing is that then you develop a relationship.
I think we got hung up on Christine.
I think so.
Have a good night, y'all.
Ciao, ciao.